Hello, everybody. I'm here with All Ego Ethan Page. This is the third interview I have had with you, the third person to ever join the 3 interview club. That's a lot of threes.
Yeah, 333.
How are you doing?
Fantastic. Especially looking at your beautiful hair that we were talking about off camera. I didn't want to say off camera because I felt like it would be such a good line, but you have a very Gaston vibes with your hair.
I don't know if that's a compliment or insult. Do you mean Gaston from Beauty and the Beast?
Hold on. You know another Gaston?
I don't think so.
If there's a wrestler out there named Gaston, comment on this video and let us know if you also have amazing hair like this.
I doubt it's as good as mine, but
There you go. Oh, I love the confidence.
how did you get the name All Ego? This question is from Nails and NY.
Yeah, I'm not answering that, okay? Because this is an inside joke that I don't want to be a part of. I'm on the outside. They think I'm on the inside. I'm not. This started in the pandemic, just like your hair. And it was people commenting on my Twitch channel every single week asking the same question. And while I was live, I would tell them, like, guys, ask me anything other than, how did you get the name All Ego? So, Nails, I know you are a big fan of mine and a fantastic supporter. I will not be answering that question ever again.
Well, I'll make sure to get you to answer it by the time this interview ends.
We'll see.
What are your plans for the next Fat Food Fest?
Ooh, that is a fantastic question. So it's been up in the air. There are people that have been dying to do Fat Food Fest. Josh Woods being one of them, actually. He watched the videos and commented, and he thinks that he can eat the most. And I think he's in Tampa. And then Cesar Bononi, I need to try my best to get him to be in the next one. And he's in Orlando. So Florida is definitely an option. But I really want to do one in my hometown of Hamilton because we've got my favorite pizza place, Mr. Grande's. We've got my favorite donut place over there, Granddad's Donuts. So I would also like to shed some light on my hometown. But then again, you got to add some star power. So maybe we do it after an Alpha 1 show. I have some guys stick around for an extra day. I don't know. I'm also like I can only plan so much because so many different people have so many different schedules, and getting to line everything up would be kind of hard.
You'll have to get me on one of them. I'm certain I could win.
I think you would do just as good as Hornswoggle did.
Maybe a little bit better. Just
Yeah.
maybe.
Honestly, yeah, because he had IBS and we ate ice cream, so it was not good for him.
Are there any big plans in store for Alpha 1 Wrestling?
Of course. My whole goal with Alpha 1 was to kind of essentially cut out the middleman, which is like and this is not a knock at anybody, so I'll give them the shout outs. It's the IWTVs, it's the Fight TVs, it's the High Spots. My thought was that I built up such an audience on my own with my own YouTube channel, nearly 100,000 subscribers. Go subscribe, youtube.com/EthanPageVlog, that I could use my own fan base to help give a platform to wrestlers that I really believed in. So if you see a wrestler on an Alpha 1 card, I absolutely believe that they are extremely talented. I want the world to see these wrestlers. I want the world to see my style of writing and how I put the shows together, the flow of the show, the timing of the show. A lot goes into everything with Alpha 1, especially hand selecting the talent. So I wanted to kind of cut out the middleman, not bring my audience to someone else's platform, just use my own platform and give it away absolutely free. And then hopefully through time, build up a big enough audience that it can kind of grow into something bigger than it was before. And it seems like that's what's happening. We're 3 shows in, and the first show had 30,000 fans watch. The second show, I think, is at like 25,000. And the last one happened less than a week ago. It was last Sunday, and it's already at 20,000. So those things will just accumulate more views, and hopefully people start getting into the storylines, and we can keep growing this thing.
And I'm certain having your own wrestling promotion is not easy by any means. What are some of the challenges you face through having your own wrestling promotion?
Oh, man. How many people can I throw under the bus in one interview? I mean, just dealing with wrestlers in general. Everyone's got what they believe is best for them and their careers, and everyone is kind of fighting for themselves, whether it's time in the ring, whether it's how they're represented on the show, what they're doing. People wanting to know details about everything, and then on top of it, you have to deal with like the venues and renting the ring and the production. Now we're doing live production, so we're adding pre-tapes we have to film before. I'm trying to get stuff filmed afterwards, and these guys are driving. Some people are driving 12 hours. Like we're in St. Louis right now. It takes 12 hours to drive from here to Hamilton, and I have a car that does it every single show. So to get these guys to stay extra late, to film extra promos, to really try and get all the fans to care about the stories and the characters show after show after show. I have like this, I've always said in a couple interviews actually that I don't think any wrestler should be allowed to be a professional wrestler until they run 3 shows. Because so much goes into running a wrestling show that you would have the utmost respect for any promoter going forward, because you would understand what they have to go through just for you to be able to say, oh, I'm wrestling so-and-so on this show. The promoter has to go through hell to be able to make the show actually happen, and you'll be able to actually see and appreciate what goes into it.
Yeah, because you have to pay the venue, pay for production, pay the talent, pay everything. It's a lot of money out of the pocket, and then it's also a lot of time to set up the venue and the ring and all that.
For sure, and then on top of it, it's like, we had to charge you an extra $200 cleaning fee because the wrestlers decided to leave their garbage everywhere, and so-and-so dinged a hole in the wall, and now you have to pay for to get that mudded and fixed and whatever. So like there's so many things that wrestlers just are so absent-minded about and very self-absorbed that I feel like every wrestler should have to host at least 3 shows to really understand what goes into putting on the show, and then they would be allowed to become wrestlers.
As a toy collector, how does it feel to see your figures sell out and be a part of other people's collections?
Absolutely mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing. And the cool thing was that it was the only toy in my wave of action figures that sold out of the first pre-order. So now people that are ordering them, the original orders I think were going to come in June. Now if you order an Ethan Page figure from Ringside Collectibles, it's going to come in July. And then once those sell out, August, and I'm the only one to do it. And on top of it, you have guys like Chris Jericho in that line, former world champion, Samoa Joe in that line, former world champion, MJF in that line, former world champion. So I'm proud that I sold more toys than these guys. And it was, a good way to kind of pat myself on the back for the time that I put in with AEW. And clearly there was something that I had a connection with the fans.
Yeah, I mean, aren't you the top seller on Ringside Collectibles for 3 weeks in a row now?
Yep, so the first week I think I was number 6, the second week I was number 3, and then there was a third week that I was number 8. And Smart Mark Sterling actually told me that for a toy to last 3 weeks is pretty insane. So I'm very proud of that. But that just goes to show you how much the fans are here to support me, and I really appreciate it.
What is next for Ethan Page in his career?
Great question. I'm excited that I have no clue. I feel like the last couple of years have been so regimented, and I kind of knew the schedule, and then I like to be challenged, and I feel like my best performances are when I'm just kind of thrown into the fire. So I'm excited to see what's next. I'm the hungriest I've ever been. My schedule is absolutely insane. I'm be traveling to new companies, new territories, making new fans, and that's always been my goal, is to just grow my name. And there's something I think about my fans too that I don't think, and I could be wrong, I'm not trying to speak for my fans, but I don't think they care where I wrestle. I just think that they want to see me wrestle, and I'm going to make sure that that happens.
Do you prefer wrestling in tag team or singles matches, and why?
Singles matches, but I prefer watching tag team wrestling because there's so much more movement, there's more moving parts, there's more excitement, you have more bodies, more things can come out of nowhere. I think tag team wrestling is probably the most, like, not to sound corny, but like the most beautiful. But I think if you get 2 really good solo wrestlers in there that can paint the right picture, you could create some magic. And I felt, honestly, tonight I had a really good time with Xavier Walker. And, he was a good dance partner.
Yeah, tag team matches, you can get something that you don't see in singles matches with people flying into the ring because you're only focused on the two in the ring, which you can't get with singles matches because
Right.
there's only the two people to focus on. And in tag team matches, there's four people to focus on, and sometimes you can
Exactly.
forget about some of those people, and then it catches you by surprise whenever they come in.
Bingo. If you got people that know what they're doing, they can do that very, very well. FTR is a perfect example of tag teams that are like that. Young Bucks, same thing, and that's why they're in the positions that they're in. But yeah.
If I didn't know anything about wrestling, what match or feud would you show me?
Ooh, if you didn't know anything about wrestling, probably like Rock versus Austin, any iteration of it. Yeah, I would say that. Maybe the one where they built up to WrestleMania. Maybe it was their second match where they had Kurt Angle involved through the whole build. Yeah, something like that. Probably honestly, Rock versus Austin.
Yeah, I mean, The Rock and Steve Austin were two of the greatest workers of all time, in my opinion. And especially in an era like that, it would be amazing to introduce a new wrestling fan.
Oh, for sure. And it's also the crowd was so electric that yes, the wrestling's happening, but the people in the seats were such a big part of it that it would be so captivating for somebody that had no clue what this was to be like, whoa, there's 20,000 people in here just absolutely going nuts. Like, what is this? Like, I need to know more. I need to hear more. So,
Who did your theme, and what was the process for making it?
which one? I'm a music slut, I guess. A lot of people have made music for me.
The most recent one that you came out to today.
Oh, today? Oh, that's valid. He's a great friend of mine, Serbian rapper, and he's from Detroit. He actually made the song. It's called Me and My Ego. It's available on YouTube. The official music video is actually on my YouTube channel, but it streams on Apple Music, Spotify, anywhere you could get your music. It's available. It's a very catchy song, and he's actually was just rapping in a Detroit Tigers commercial for their new jerseys that came out that also included Eminem. So he's on fire right now. I'm very proud of him. He's a great performer, but more importantly, a great dude.
You never answered my first question. How did you come up with your nickname, All Ego?
Boo, boo, boo. Okay, you know what? I'm going to give it to you. I was in a transition period where I was trying to find something catchy that I could market. And the truth is, the original idea was because I was a fan of Chris Hero. He was the young knockout kid. I wanted to be the young ego kid or the all ego kid. And then I started messing around with that. And then I was like, that's too long. It's not catchy enough. And then just the two words together, all ego, I was like, oh, it's not confidence. It's not, anything other than this guy is just 100% ego. And that's me, all ego. So there you go, Nails. One final time.
That was my last question. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for your time, man. I appreciate it. Keep it up and good luck with everything.